English, Hindi, both or?
Yes, both.
Homeopathic philosophy and pathology. You are thinking that this is not just today. Think the time when Hahnemann was establishing. In the time when Hahnemann was establishing it, homeopathic system of medicine, it was establishing in the time when pathology was not so much known, and now it is totally advanced. So we have to think that how homeopathy developed and how pathology developed. Both things simultaneously, if we can understand, then we can correlate that how homeopathic philosophy is correlated with pathology. And I will try to complete up to 3 so that you can get time to ask whatever question you want to ask. The science of pathology and the art of philosophy has to blend, achieve the highest mission of the physician. And proposal number 1 का जो हमारा highest mission हमें लेना है. तो how to pathology is basic. After physiology, we study pathology, and when we are mixing it, then it becomes practice of medicine. So first we should know normal, then abnormal, and then practice of medicine. So whatever we know, we can say that it is a case of this disease or whatever, but without knowledge of homeopathic philosophy, either knowledge of physiology or pathology or practice of medicine cannot be cured. We can only just diagnose a case that this is a case of this thing, but our significance relies on treating the case, and that is possible by knowledge of homeopathic philosophy. But second, highest mission में हमने क्या ठीक किया? What we have treated. Most of the time you will see that people are saying that a case of headache came and treated it. But if we don't know what is pathology, then we have just cured the symptom, but we cannot claim it as sir was saying, or that documentation. So documentation knowledge is required, and for that we should know that what is pathology in the present case. In fact, this is history that knowledge of disease is pathology, entire disease process, and owns me constitutional fight to recover. It means pathology, it means whatever disease process. So disease pathos is manifestation of 3 factors. Next. First of all, disease involves a pathogen negative dynamic influence which disrupts the state of health. It means as per pathology, something came and it affected us. But the diseases process which is a combination of the specific nature of pathogen and general reaction of vital force. So primary action and joint action. Same way, disease came, we affected our vital force susceptibility. We have to consider everything, not only pathogen. We have to also consider our vital force and its ability to react. Third point, diseases include Cohn's the Greek word for fight. It means fighting to recover. This is to state that the pathological process places on the constitution its energy reserve, its fight to restore the state of health. We have many medicine that vital force is not able to react, then we have to give that particular medicine. So that becomes also a symptom that what is the state of vital force reactivity? It is able to react or not. So 3 areas state, and pathology is not separable from multiple discipline medicine. It means pathology is like bacteriology and many sciences mixed together and then become microbiology. It got infected, then what will be reaction? So pathology is any deviation from normal, just deviation from normal, and any structural functional abnormality that are expressed as disease of organ. So first structural changes, SORA came, then fibrilation and psychosis will come. So the structural changes, physiology will change, then pathology will be seen after structural and functional changes occurred. Scientific study of disease, study of changes in disease. So pathology is scientific study of disease. It means documented study of disease. That is simple diagnosis. Okay, next. Rudolf Virchow, father of pathology. So defined disease as the foundation of medical science, pathology. Without pathology, the practice of medicine would reduce to myth and false. So if we don't know what is the pathology behind the case, we are not able to say that what we are treating. Next, we need to have a basic knowledge of normal anatomy and physiology. That's why we study it in first year, so that we should know that what is normal, then deviation. And next, Hahnemann what says that senior syllabus curator, which means agents which are endowed with the power of causing disease, are also capable of curing this disease. It means a concept which was conceived him by and carried forward by his disciple. It means whatever can be caused by a drug can be cured. It was one concept. And you can say that few example like Corona-19 we potentize and we have also used this as a treatment. Next, a symptom, what we say that location कहाँ हुआ है, anatomy, sensation. It means what is structure and functional changes relevant on the physiology, pathology, religion of anatomical structure. So location, sensation and abnormal function, manifestation of abnormal symptoms जो आए, then we will add it and we will make a totality of symptom. It means we will know the anatomy, where disease occur, what are symptoms of the disease by changes of physiology and pathology. So where pathology occurs, so location, sensation, and then whatever other symptom we will add on, and then we will make a totality of symptom or picture of disease. And what we will do then, according to this, we will prescribe the drug which is able to produce the same symptom in that area. We have studied boric materia medica. So boric materia medica preface में आपको मिलेगा. There are three type of prescription: simple, sublimum, and one is simple, एक और कोई word है, और last is pathological prescription, pathological sublimum. उसके 9th paragraph है boric के preface में. So it means there are many type of prescription, and one of prescription is pathological prescription. Here what we are prescribing, whatever drug we are prescribing, that have ability to produce this type of symptom. And when we are studying pathology, then where disease occurred in this part of body, what are the structural and functional changes, and what are other changes. Next, pathology in hematology, and it means cause of disease partly physical and partly psychical. Most of the present day disease can be classified in many ways, like surgical, non-surgical. Same way, there is a classification that psychosomatic disease, somatopsychic disease, psychosomatic and somatopsychic. So when we are talking about psychosomatic disease, there is no pathogen, but still there is cause. No pathogen, but still there is a cause. So when we are talking about pathology in terms of homeopathy, then we are also considering cause of disease not only pathological point of view. We are also considering partly physical and partly psychical. Psychical it means mental or whatever cause, and all the causes went together, then affecting disease, maybe chemical, whatever exposure. And when Hahnemann expressed the cause, partly physical, partly physical. So substance, whatever is affecting you, that is causing changes. It may be drug, it may be any pathogen. or any cyclical substance. Next, psychosomatic disease जो मैंने बोला, it mean Hahnemann refuted the same scientific. Further, in homeopathic medicine were used to found no diarrhea or any discharge happened during the cure. So what happened that some toxic food you have taken and when it was proved, so it had proved same symptom. So we are knowing arsenic. Suppose we are proving arsenic, so we are getting arsenic pathology symptom. But one thing is that you will not prove drug proving should not be done up to the extent the pathological changes occur. अब तब तक ड्रग प्रूविंग नहीं करोगे जब तक वो पैथोलॉजिकल पूरे चेंजेस अकर्ड ना हो जाए, उसके पहले ड्रग प्रूविंग आप स्टॉप कर दोगे. हमें दोनों चीजों को इधर से पैथोलॉजिकल हम नहीं पा रहे, बट क्लिनिकल प्रूविंग के थ्रू हम देख लेते हैं. केट का जो है इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ सिम्पटम में जो थर्ड पॉइंट है क्लिनिकल प्रूविंग, सो दैट वी हैव टू कंसीडर एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पैथोलॉजिकल सिम्पटम्स आर टेकन फ्रॉम दैट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. नेक्स्ट, knowledge of disease is not more the symptom alone, but attention of the existing exciting and fundamental cause and other circumstances has helped to cure. And exciting, it means exciting cause and maintaining cause. If it is present, then it may cause a pathology like damp room or whatever. And Hahnemann conducted that blindness of the old pathology. Only damp room में रहने से, if a person is living heterogeneous constitution and slight exposure to damp environment, he will be affected. And same pathogen is not affecting to everyone in same extent. It's the person who is heterogeneous constitution is easily getting affected by that pathogen. So there is some factor also in the person, not only in pathogen. Next, he put several questions to the allopath, like Hahnemann says that the least forging material substance is promptly ejected by vital force as though it were a poison. This knowledge is equal to the knowledge of the present day inflammation chapter in pathology. He says that the vital principle everywhere present in our body never rests until it removed by pain, fever, suppuration or gangrene. It means हमारे बॉडी में अगर हमने कोई गलत चीज खा लिया, it is not good for us, then our body will try to remove it and it will be in disposition. And if it is not able to remove, then pathology will occur and then we have to help it by our medicinal power. Next, he used the term unreasoning life preserving power. It means जो life preserving power है, hypersensitivity reaction, allergic manifestation, our body is not able to recognize that what type of reaction I should give. So they are giving, they have used the unreasoning life preserving power. It means non-reasoning capacity. This is very important term, resembles the defensive mechanism that the modern pathology is that immediate hypersensitivity, acute infectious disease and delayed. So when I told say that hypersensitivity reaction, it means body is reacting without reasoning power. And hypersensitivity in chronic case, he further asserted that the mechanism depends on the organic laws of the body. Organic laws of the body, it means reaction organic law के बेस पे है कि हम पढ़ते हैं IgG different type of level. So that is basic, that what type of reaction will occur. Next, all the pathological changes are the defensive mechanism. It means whatever pathological changes are occurring, we got wet. So pathological changes which are occurring, it is as a initially defensive. Its body is trying to accommodate, but as the vital force is unreasoning, it is not having reasoning capacity. So if it is not guided, then it can produce harmful because it is lacking in reasoning power. So hypersensitive defensive mechanism, pathological changes are easily defensive mechanism. We can see the various type of inflammation, degeneration, hypertrophic changes, hypertrophy, this is etc. And defensive metal does not remain within the reasonable limitation, and that itself become abnormal and give trouble. It means initially it tries to prevent, but that become pathological. Next, he portrays the pathological changes. He includes the cause of psora, syphilis, psychosis, which torture mankind. State by and body is not able to fight it without anti-miasmatic treatment. So psora, syphilis, psychosis is present, Latin psora or psora, and that why syphilis and psychosis occur. So whatever disease are occurring, that is Latin psora and sudden, whatever symptom we are getting, it have background miasm. So as per homeopathy, we whatever pathological reaction our body is giving, it depend upon psora, syphilis and psychosis. It means our basic miasm which are present and what is predominant miasm. But what type of reaction we will give, it is based on what is predominant miasm in that person at that particular moment. At that particular moment, it means today I may be predominantly psoric person, but you have given me some treatment. Suppose you started my treatment with lycopodium or whatever drug you treated, and then I may become predominantly syphilitic or predominantly psychotic miasm. So at that particular time, what is predominant miasm in that person, according to that he will produce pathological changes. So Simon, we have to consider both things and what pathological changes are occur, but without the basic knowledge of theoretical part of chronic disease or basic knowledge of miasm, we will not be able to decide what is background miasm. And if we are not considering background miasm, then we will not be able to treat true chronic disease. If it is pseudo-chronic disease, then we can treat. Even we can try in artificial chronic disease. But if it is true chronic disease, whatever pathological symptoms are occurring, if it is due to true chronic disease, then we will not be able to treat it. We will be able to treat it if it is pseudo-chronic disease. Whatever pathological changes are occurring, if it is pseudo-chronic disease, then even if you are not able to understand miasm, then you can treat it. Next. We can say that Hahnemann was the founder of modern pathology, stated the cause scientifically and studied the effect of symptoms in non-surgical cases. Surgical means where he distinctly mentioned that non-surgical disease, no matter, has to be removed. He was very careful to understand and where the disease tissue should be removed in surgery. It means where you should do surgery and where you have to do treatment with non-surgical method by anti-miasmatic treatment or whatever totality of symptoms. Next. During Hahnemann's time, the ETA was invisible in absolute. So he considered the activities of vital operation in regard to sensation and function. So what sensation and function changes, कोई भी अगर कोई पैथोजन अलग से आके अफेक्ट नहीं कर, तो पहले हमें लगता है कि हमारी तबीयत खराब हो रही है, हमें फीवर होने वाला है. फीवर नहीं, पहले फीलिंग फीलिंग होती है. We feel that we are getting. So वो feel that stage है. That is initial stage and changes at sensation and function. Followed by, if it is persistent, then it will become chronic and then pathological symptom will occur. And sensation and function are the physiology. When they are deranged, they become pathology. Normal sensation, all sensation normal है. You are able to listen to me. It is normal. Your ear are functioning in normal sensation work. But if I am not speaking and still you are able to listen to me, then it become pathology. Because that sensation is now in abnormal state. Okay, next. The general trend in the present era is to give much importance to clinical pathology, and this practice especially is quite vague among the practice of the so-called modern medicine. Taken allopathy, even we are trying to follow it. General people also think that the diseases are diagnosed well correctly through the clinical test and through pathological, radiological, bacteriological test. Most of the patient आएंगे next उनका यही होता है कि हमारे ऊपर प्रेशर है कि हमें कुछ समझना पड़ेगा, हम नहीं बताएंगे तो फिर they will say that okay just you have treated me pain abdomen, but you will say that it was something hepatomegaly and it is cured by our treatment. Then you can say that yes, doctor have treated my hepatomegaly. The belief not true in every case of disease. The numerous cases of clinical tests do not reveal abnormality. This is the point, that there are many cases where tests are showing nothing. There are tests are showing nothing. One ENT specialist and he came to me and I am having noise sound every time I am listening something noise in my ear, and I have done my every test, it is normal. And her husband, he was ENT specialist, her husband was also ENT specialist. What is this? Her test normal, ये नोट नहीं कर रही, ये उनके statement थे. So with our treatment, the case got cured. We have a lot of medicine like tellurium, thiocyanate. We have many drugs. So the cases where pathology is not diagnosed as per their test, but there are changes in sensation and function, and we can treat with the concept of our homeopathic. Now the fact that often has been seen in various cases, however in various cases of disease, the importance of clinical finding cannot be denied. It means in many cases like if pain abdomen occurred, okay, gallbladder stool है, normal pain abdomen है, where management process will change. So clinical finding, we are not denying that we should not focus on clinical finding, but we should not only based on clinical finding. And next, for prescription, the curative power of medicine, homeopathic physician does not essentially need the finding of the clinical pathology. It means we are prescribing a hepatomegaly case, not only chelotomia. We will not prescribe only chelotomia. We may prescribe many other drugs based on symptoms. So we are not only, our prescription is not only based on clinical pathological finding. Our drugs should cover that pathological area, sphere of action should be covering, but it is not only the way to prescribe or to cure. Next. We do not know half as much about the human mind as we think we do. We only know the manifestation. This little thing belongs to the sphere of action of this medicine. The one who knows the homeopathic philosophy applies its breath. It means we are knowing that arsenic can produce this type of symptom, but most of the toxicological proof, what we find. So some drug, some toxicity occurred, and whatever symptom recorded, we are using it in our material. So that pathology we are using for treatment also. Same. Next. To distinguish between the what is predicted of the patient and what is predicted of the part or is an essential in the study of philosophy. Everything that is predicted of the patient in general, everything that is predicted of a part is particular. It means pain abdomen, okay. Whole body weakness. So pain abdomen, hepatomegaly is particular pathology. But along with this, patient is suppose pain abdomen hepatomegaly case came to you, and patient is very much mild leaking tendency and so much open air sterilization, then you can think of Percedina. But if it is not, then if you are not considering general symptom, then you will focus only on pathology, then you may prescribe some local medicine which is are acting on that particular part. So our prescription should be based in general, but sometimes we need pathological symptom as by William Mori. There are 3 prescriptions. Next, if you are well acquainted with the sickness, well acquainted with the pathological condition and their manifestation, you are then able to say whether you should or you should not be surprised. You should be able to say that what is unnatural, what is common to sickness. So it means common symptom and uncommon symptom. So we should know, if we are able to know that this pathology and this pathology has this common symptom, and we should not prescribe based on common symptom. We should prescribe based on uncommon peculiar characteristics. But sometimes we need to save the patient and palliation or suppression case, then we can use that common symptom also. So both things are essential for us. Next, it may happen in practice that when there is no symptom left, and after waiting considerable time, there were no symptom. I have seen that another dose of the same medicine that were given on the last symptom give the patient a great lift and pathological condition comments go away. It means clinical observation में आप देखेंगे तो it means we have given and patient is at a standstill condition, then we will repeat the medicine with the same medicine so that it should be completely cured. Pathological condition should be go away. Next, in a number of cases, sometimes quite severe, it has been seen that clinical pathology do not reveal any abnormality. The physician who base their diagnosis upon the clinical pathology find themselves unable to help the sick. On the other hand, who know and understand the manifestation of the human being still become able to diagnose the cure such patient with the ease. I have worked in PCOS project, and we have find that USG report saying no PCOS changes, but all the symptoms of PCOS are present. As per USG report, no abnormality present. But if you are seeing LH, FSH productive level, then you will find or amenorrhea or all the other symptoms are present. But pathologically, it is not showing that PCOS is present in USG report. So what we will see? It is also pathology, but we will consider not only finding, we will consider all the possible symptoms, and then we will treat the case. Next, by this advanced pathological changes are known where key active medicine and high potencies are contraindicated. So advanced pathological finding help us that we should give lower potency. Selection of medicine, selection of potency, so selection of potency, higher pathology, lower potency. And new symptoms appear. It helps to decide whether they are medicinal symptom or due to natural process of disease. So medicinal symptom, they are medicinal symptom. It means it is belonging to drug symptom. Then it is okay. Medicinal symptom. Otherwise, it is diverting the it means whatever symptom that was not present in patient history, past history, and also not present in drug. So it means he is going to wrong direction. And it also determines prognosis. So pathology helps us that what should be prognosis. But please remember one point, that this prognosis is not homeopathic prognosis. This is prognosis by allopathic mindset. This is prognosis by allopathic mindset, not by us. Otherwise, a cancer case, they have told that it will die in 6 months. Then we should not treat. We will treat. We will take. Because if you will see that Hudson Manual of Oncology, they have told that many cases, whatever earlier diagnosis you are doing in a cancer, at least it will be 5 to 6 years old. And they will say that autophagy treated. Then why autophagy is not treating every case of cancer? Suppose we are treating a case of cancer and it is got cured, then they will say that sometime it happened that autophagy occurs and cancer will get cured by itself. Then why not every case? Why only the case which we are treating, then they will blame it. But we have to document it, and for that we need knowledge of clinical finding, and it helps us to prognosis as per their mindset. And but for us it will diabetic and auxiliary major it means management. Next, importance of nosological diagnosis in homeopathy enable us to know the common symptom and common symptom, uncommon symptom, prescribing the same. Repeat. Next, it helps to choose or eliminate the case. Example, the case requiring surgical or other measure. So suppose hernia or something this stage occur, so there surgical treatment required. So we will refer the case, we will not take it. And other thing is to research work that and to help medical statistics and research work. So diagnosis is important to take or to leave the case and to take preventive measure. What preventive measure we should take it, and then for research or documentation. Next, philosophical aspect. What we will now we are going to study that what different pathologists, homeopathic pathologists are saying. Next, C.M. Boger. He was fond of pathology. He was in the promulgation of the law of similia as the only true method of cure. There has been cleavage more or less wide different pathological wings of our school, led by men like Hughes and the symptomatologists, and later taking their cure from Hahnemann later and latest utterance. It means we should before Hahnemann most of the focus was pathology, but Hahnemann thought that pathology is important, but not only pathology. And the distinction between these fractions have always lied in the appreciation of homeopathic philosophy as handed down us by Master Hahnemann and Master Successor. Personally, Hahnemann in later years denounced the deduction of the pathologist. It means Hahnemann earlier he was himself a allopathic physician, but when this Incona incident occurred, drug pudding occurred, he started working, then written Friends of Health and many books. Then he understood that we should not only focus on pathology. Pathology should not be pathology or elective medicine. It should not be only. And we should focus on other symptoms. And that came then mental. Having, he seemed to occupy a middle ground, and towards the enrichment of our available knowledge have been reached in the result. His greatest error consisted in the addition of many clinical symptoms and failing to make a clear distinction between pathogenetic and clinical or so even Kant philosophy में chapter I think most probably 10th या 11th में है. So whenever you will present a case and people will ask you that suppose you are presenting a case of CA breast, and people will then, most of the audience will ask you what medicine you have given, and they will make their own clinical repertory that CA breast as per this doctor this medicine should treat. They will not think that, they will not ask you why you have prescribed this medicine, on what concept you have prescribed the medicine. They will ask you what medicine you have prescribed. They will just escort that. But what they should ask, on what basis you have prescribed this medicine, is, or whatever. If you got the idea, what is should be way of prescription, then no need to answer, no need to do the medicine, because in your case, medicine may be changed, potency may be changed, It does not matter. If you know the concept of prescription, if you know only the prescription and what they are saying, clinical word, clinical prescription. So we should not only focus on clinical. A modality may be, sir, a modality may be and often is a necessary clinical finding. Clinical symptom should never be admitted as such to this schema of remedy. It means क्लास में और कई लोगों ने क्लिनिकल को दिया, but it should not be only way to prescribe. It is argument to say that many symptoms of the chronic disease have been attained from the sick. For a careful reading of the great work will convince anyone that no two clinical symptom is contained in its pathogenesis, but that they are confined to the prefaces. The doubtful one of the text is very evidently linked as proving and during the administration of remedy to the sick. It means so we should know the symptom produced by the cases which are cured. That what pathological symptom accidentally cured. We should know, we should note down, and we should add it in clinical finding. But what here says that it should not be only, it should be considered, it should be one of them, but along with that, you should take others also. Next, J.T. Kent in the homeopathic journal, proving of remedies are not continued to the extent of producing tissue alteration. Same I told that we will do proving only sensation. If pathological changes occurred during your proving, then you will be in trouble. So, but for that pathological changes, how? That clinical cases treated by our medicine. Next, most of the indication for the use of remedies in these conditions must be linked clinically from the use of remedies in the patients when these conditions have developed. It may be same clinical proving, and the prescription is being based on the symptom image. The resolution of the existing tissue changes has occurred as a result of the reaction of the remedy. It means next जो symptom change हुए whatever case, so we have treated a case having some pathology. It means our medicine have ability to reverse it back. That's why we are recording it. If our medicine does not have property to reverse it back, then it is not cured, and if it is not cured, then it cannot be symptom of medicine. Because we are saying in reverse order that our medicine will treat the case which we can produce, and whatever produce can treat same way. जो प्रोड्यूस कर सकता है वही ठीक कर सकता है, जो ठीक कर सकता है वही प्रोड्यूस कर सकता है. This become reliable clinical finding, so we will add it in our repertory as clinical symptom. Next, in many instances, such a cure of pathology has occurred as a delightful surprise to the physician who realizes in this evidence of accuracy of the process, which not only restored the functional activity but also all the symptoms removed. Next, the difficulty in prescribing for the patient with such altered tissue, cataract or something, the symptom of the patient have disappeared. It means in many cases you will find too much pathological symptom and no general symptom. Then we will use only this pathological finding to palliate or suppress the case, because we are not getting general symptom, and the cases which are curable, they will produce finite symptom. If they are not curable, then they will not give sign and symptom. Next, the symptom present at the time are the symptom of pathology. If the symptom that preceded the condition can be learned and considered together with the later result of the disorder, the pathological tissue, it may be possible to select a remedy that is sufficiently related to both the patient and this pathology. The effect a cure of both, providing always the reaction and vitality of the particular are sufficient to permit the resolution. It means a pathology occurred, we prescribe constitutional medicine, and we are not getting the result, then there may be a condition where vital force is not able to give sufficient reaction, sufficient cure process. That time you need intercurrent remedy. That time you need some intercurrent remedy so that your vital force may get power to give some sufficient reaction. Vitality is so much weak that it is not able to give reaction, but maybe some blockage, so intercurrent remedy may be required. Next, by reference to the repertory, the prescriber may find remedies which we have thus been established is suitable and for suppuration. This suited for the cancer, this suited for tuberculosis, etc. And an intelligent prescriber, the physician should select a remedy for that patient similar to the condition of that ultimate disorder. It means whatever prescription we are giving, we should think that this drug should cover in their scale of action that particular pathology. Next, all we really know of any disease is the sum total of the manifestation, symptom and tissue changes it has produced in the patient. Symptoms are the language of disease. No body, it means anemia or whatever. We are not treating just a case of anemia. We are treating all the symptoms along with anemia. Next, symptoms are language in which the distrusting force which we know as disease speak to us, and symptoms are the natural language of the drug forces. It means symptom by disease, symptom by drug, both are masked and case is cured. Next, in any case of disease, the problem before the homeopathic doctor is to find the drug which has caused the symptoms similar to those of his case. You will take symptom, you will find such drug. In energy, every detail, but the most characteristic symptom of the case must be matched in the symptom of the remedy chosen, or else a cure cannot be looked for. A case came to us and they may have 50 symptoms, but we cannot take all the 50 symptoms. We will take characteristic symptom and then we will prescribe to get cured. Otherwise, if we will take 50 symptoms, 50 rubric, then we will prescribe only 10 to 20 plus remedy. Next, homeopathic theories about nothing. Homeopathic philosophy is admit theories. The business of the homeopathic philosophy is to collect the symptom and bodily alteration with each drug has actually caused. It means we will do drug proving, and homeopathy also, while accepting the proved fact of pathology, discard all material pathological theories useless for drug selection. It means we will take clinical proving symptom, but we will not only focus on all the pathological theories that this case they will say that only this drug can cure. If we are saying that only this allopathic drug can cure this pathology, then we will not be able to prescribe our homeopathic drug. Next, Hellman has been severely criticized for this discarding pathology. It is very much of his credit that he did not accept the pathology of his day, but neither he nor his follower neglected anything which can help to throw light on the nature of the disease. And you can see that starting I told that we have to think the pathology label at the time of Hahnemann when homeopathy was starting. But you see that Hahnemann have told very clearly that this case should not be taken like surgical case. Should be referred. He told clearly that this case is curable. Whatever case will be curable, that will produce sign and symptom, not only pathological changes. Otherwise, if only pathological changes or pathological symptoms are shown, not sensor and function, then palliation or sufficient required. Hahnemann has been clearly next. Richard Hughes, the honest physician whose one size forbid him with superficial haste in a delicious picture of the malady to be cured or considered it as one of the cause of the disease already existing in pathological work to investigate the peculiar character on the disease form. It will possible drug proving you are doing your findings of pathology which is already present by some. Next. Carol Drummond, the relation of pathology to this physiology takes cognizance not of life, but the result of life. It means we are alive, then our physiological change functions are going on. It is result of life, not only the life. So that with which pathology is concerned is the result of abnormal and prevented life, which we call disease. So we are alive, that's why we are disease. If we are dead, then we are not disease. And the product of the disease pathology is here. In fact, it knows the nothing of the disease itself. Hence, to be based on therapeutic upon pathology alone is to make the former merely palliative. Same thing that if you are preparing only pathology, then palliative. Because then we are not considering life changes, and life is by sensation and function. I cannot refrain from rendering image to the wonderful provision of genius by which and age when pathology as we understand it was unknown. Simon Hahnemann anticipated all that we have said and all that the most advanced thinkers of our day have taught respecting to the scope, influence and pathology in relation to in their therapeutics. Next. Actually, Hahnemann never slighted any symptom of a case is making a prescription. He had genius of giving each symptom its true place in the picture without destroying totality. Evaluation of symptoms should be continued, and in evaluation of symptoms, you know that pathological symptoms should be, particular symptoms should be at lowest level. Next, we can find a remedy that has the more striking, particular, unusual, and in addition cover the chief complaint that pathologist with the patient case, for which there is a clear pathological foundation. E. Farrington in his at a time when unable to fit the totality, have to choose the remedy that suits those characteristics upon which the entire disease is dependent. It means if we are not able to say get some other symptom, then we will focus on just pathological changes. Next. In this manner, we have to learn the employed chelidonium for many diseases when congestion of the lower bowel with the pile is obtained. Functional changes precede pathology, structural tissue changes in the human organism. It means we got to know that congestion is related to chelidonium, then we will, and all the functional changes are related to congestion, we can prescribe chelidonium. Next. The key of the whole is the physician clearly perceive. So evidently that knowledge of disease and its indication and knowledge of medicinal power, then knowledge of disease by knowledge of pathology, knowledge of medicinal power by drug proving, and then we will match it for cure. Next. In 148, a medicinal substance which has the power and tendency to produce symptoms, the most similar possible to the disease to be cured, given in a suitable dose, affect those very parts and point in the organism suffering from natural disease. It means as a drug which can produce that can cure thing. Next. So the major task of us, right, study two set of phenomena. A set of phenomena of disease as regard what is to be cured in disease, and a set of phenomena of the medicine regard what is curative in the medicine. Same way third introduction, that first knowledge of disease and second knowledge that medicine, then we will practice. These studies are to be carried out on logical basis in two types. Firstly, to gain the knowledge of disease in general. It means based on generalization. And then secondly, to gain the knowledge of the same in particular and based on individualization. So we should know that what are general symptoms of that particular pathology, and then we should focus that what are individual symptoms of present in that case which came to us. Then it means we are studying general symptom of pathology, and then we are taking second part, that individualization. It means the case which came, how it is different from the other cases which came with the same pathology. Next. Similarly, regarding the knowledge of medicine, we are following the similar. First, to gain the knowledge of medicine in general, then in particular. Second step is to gain the knowledge of medicine in that particular. Next. It will be prescribed based on this similar symptom, matching the symptom present and drug, and then law of similar case cure will occur. Next. Totality, diagnostic, miasmatic basis, and determinative and therapeutic. So, next. Pathology is the footprint of the disease. So, disease occurred, it means footprint will be seen when food have already came. So, what is before that? And we will prescribe a case before we consider that pathological changes से पहले क्या symptom present, उसको भी हम consider करते हैं. Next. There are always controversies regarding the importance of the knowledge of pathology among the homeopaths when administered a drug to a healthy individual. It produces certain symptoms which cannot be seen, cannot be smelled, cannot be touched, but can only be described by the patient. It means subjective symptom which only can be described by the patient himself, and it is more important than objective symptom. Next. Besides these, certain other systematic changes are produced which can be determined by the physical examination. These are nothing but pathological changes because they are the result of deviation from normal, the outcome of the various vital force. We cannot have totality of the effect of a drug on the system until we know the pathological changes produced therein. Otherwise, we would be symptomologists. It means we will not every symptom नहीं है. Evaluation of symptom करना है, and then we have to take characteristic symptom. Otherwise, we will be just symptom matcher. Symptomatologist, it means we will just match the 50 symptom patient given 15-20 symptoms they are giving, and we are matching every symptom. No, we have to do evaluation, and then we have to consider only characteristic symptom. Next. Maybe either due to drug action or disease action, the mechanism may be next. In the present world of medicine, strong laboratory and clinical evidence are needed to demonstrate the authenticity of any medical technique or method. So, we have to know the pathology to document our case so that we can produce evidence-based result. Next. The strength of homeopathy is its clinical evidence, and its weak spot is statistical significance. The so-called scientists refuse to look at what is present in homeopathy. Instead of, they are highlighted its weak spot. In fact, statistics have a dubious role in biological and medical science because no two human beings are genetically similar. homeopath who base their prescription on individualistic feature are much ahead of their medical contemporaries in producing qualitative result. It means whatever cases are coming, we are saying that we have treated this symptom, then it will not be in record that what case you have cured, and they want documentation as per their case diagnosis. So we need diagnosis just for clinical verification or research purpose, but also for our knowledge and confidence that we can cure the case. Next, with the help of drug proving, we can get a vast amount of information regarding the symptom, but the information concerning many of other drugs are still incomplete. There are two factors of the correct and scientific homeopathic prescription. One of them is symptom similarity and the other is pathological similarity. So symptom similarity and pathological similarity both are important as per the requirement of the case. Next, the latter one is the most neglected. The word pathology has been used in its narrow sense. The prescription should include within the its pathogenesis, the symptom of disease and the pathology. When we are prescribing for a disease which presents symptom due to pathological changes in our broadest term, cure can and ought to be accomplished. It means pathology should be a factor. It should be a factor while we are prescribing. Otherwise, it should be one of the factors. Otherwise, if a drug does not have a scale of action in that particular pathology, then we may not give cure. But if we are able to find characteristic symptom, then there can be result. Because we are not just considering this pathology, we are considering basic sensation and function before this pathology occurred. Next. Pathology is one of the symptoms of the disease as well as of any other of its manifestation, and if we do not consider it, we are not prescribing according with the totality of symptoms. By senses, we have to consider pathology also. And remedies prescribing of the disease when there is present only one of the important element of the prescription, namely symptomatic similarity and a pathological syndrome. Simple syndrome, pathological syndrome, as per Boring. Next. When we come across any disease condition as a homeopathic physician, the two basic pathological conditions will be observed, and they are reversible pathology and irreversible. So these pathological changes are further classified in inflammation. Inflammation stages are there, and the detailed understanding of the nature characteristic of each of them can be correlated with miasmatic. It means what type of inflammation and what type of pathology are occurring. We can consider psychotic background or syphilitic background or just psoriatic background or tubercular. Next, inflammation, acute, chronic, different type of inflammation. Next, acute inflammation में sudden changes होंगे, तो sudden reaction होगा. Next, sudden changes, sudden reaction, sudden reactivity. Next, in subacute inflammation with slow speed, but pathological changes will also occur with slow speed. Next, prolonged changes in the meaning of the it means proliferation. It means they produce. It means cell is producing more cells. So psychotic miasm producing more cells, overgrowth. Next, in chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation, it means whatever changes are occurring, that is with slow speed and pace, and in chronic inflammation may follow acute inflammation, either due to persisting infiltration stimulus or due to interference in the normal healing process. So another way of chronic inflammation is very smoldering and breathing infection of which the host is completely unaware of it. So next, chronic inflammation, it means whatever process are happening that is slow, maybe any cause, maybe maintaining or whatever miasmatic, and connected to the changes or whatever changes, we will observe that what changes occurred due to this. But it will take time, and how much time is taking, it depends upon the reactivity or susceptibility of the basin. And other factors which are able to stimulate or maintain, they are also may modify the course of suffering. So we will say that a person hydrogenated construction should not be living in tank. Otherwise, if we are treating a COPD case with hydrogenated construction and living in damp or working in damp environment, so if we are not able to remove from that environment, we will not be able to cure. And miasmatically self-inflammatory process will not only come under the one miasm changes. So we think that nowadays diseases are multi-miasmatic, and we should consider the concept of predominant miasm at present level in that case. Next. Dictionary meaning dynamic derangement of the word degeneration suggests having the loss of quality to normal, undesirable, proper of its kind, fallen from the former excellence. This indication pathological changes which occur in the cell or tissue, the process of sickness to non-fatal injuries or advanced influences. It means changes occur which should not occur. Next. These injuries have to effect upon the cell, and they are direct toxic action. It means something toxic which are affecting our body, or secondary changes. They are producing some result, and because of that some tissue or some changes are occurring which are producing, body is automatically producing toxic. Either we are eating some toxic substance or something exposed to some toxic substance, or our body is producing some toxic product because of reaction with that substance. So according to that, disease will pathology will occur. Next. Fatty changes between fat droplets are very small molecules. They will go to body, but they will accumulate in their specific area, like liver or fatty liver. They will accumulate in that area as per their specs. Next. Necrosis means microscopic death of the living cell, where toxic injury indicate most of the serious irreversible effects on the cell. The responsible for the loss of blood supply. It means half blood supply loss, cells are dying, and earlier what I told you next was that fat again they will accumulate their fatty liver, but there are some areas where they will occupy their space, but not at every place. So some part of body are easily prone to get that type of disease, that type of pathological changes. Next. In para 15 of 6th edition, Hahnemann clearly states that the vital force and the organism constitute a unity. So any derangement of the organism constitute disease, a pathology. It means vital force and person both are reacting, then pathology occur. Hahnemann was the first one to say that the morphic noxious influences do not possess the power of morbidly deranging the healthy human, healthy man unconditionally. Because that diseases are conditional and our medicine is unconditional. Next. Thus Hahnemann is we can say modern bacteriologist, and we can treat we can treat also prevent some diseases based on the effect according to some nosological diagnosis. Next. Who will calculate this medicine as a predictive smallpox variant? Next. Same way, some drug having some particular pathology affects it. Next. Some non-specific nosocomial like lysine and this ceftriaxone. So this we can give based on pathological knowledge. Next. Concept of surgical disease in homeopathy. So with irreversible pathology, severe injuries or cases and when this process cannot be brought back, then we will suggest that it is a surgical case and we will refer the case. Next. In case where the part of the body is separatable, because it is separatable and congenital abnormalities and structural problem, they need surgical treatment. 10 minutes के आसपास होगा ये. In all the above, either the continuation of the disease or process or product may be harmful to health or prolong the recovery. Homeopathy encourages non-surgical intervention. That is amiable to the medication as far as possible. It encourages surgery. So there are cases where we need surgery. We will refer them to surgery. But if it is surgical case, then avoid it, because I told that we cannot avoid this type of condition. But other cases where sensation and functional symptoms are present, then we can prescribe. Important disease, those so-called local maladies which have been produced a short time previously solely by an external reason still appear at first sight to deserve the name of local disease. It means local disease के basis पे हम prescribe करते हैं. Next. The treatment of such disease is related to surgery, but this is right only in so far as the affected part require mechanical act or surgical obstacle as step in hand. Then only we will or some virgin body, then we will tell that it is surgical. If it is requiring some mechanical aid, the broken bone, then it is requiring some immobilization. After that, our medicine. So that is surgical part. But other part we can cure. Next. On the basis of our discussion, we can conclude that pathology indicates pathogen disease process and response of an individual towards this process. It means what pathogen aims and how this process of pathology is happening and what is my susceptibility, my reactivity for this particular disease. Psoriasis psychosis, chronic neuralgia is diagnosed for most of the disease. Only nosological terminology is not sufficient to correlate the main concept of neuralgia with the pathology. The origin, development, stage of disease and clinical manifestation are to be considered by correlating the concept of neuralgia with pathology. It means we should not say that this disease only this neuralgia. We should consider group of symptoms with the group of symptom of myself. It means myself individual study and along with disease individual study and of that particular case. Then we will try to match. Next. This was a case. Aged 54-year Gujarat se came with elephantiasis obesity and excessive desire for salt and sour things, pain and very much this patient money, it means miser, confused type and forget between his forgetful and get angered easily and inquisitive and offensive perspiration, particularly eczema. Next. This was the case. This case was treated by Dr. Sandeep Goswami and the patient came with this, you can see, 130 kg weight in initial stage. Next. On the basis of case taking and group of hydrogen consumption, sir diagnosed encephalitis and sir given metronidazole and 0/1 to 0/8 and he reduced the weight to 1/5 and is feeling better both mentally and physically. Next. And you can see it was video. Next. Second case, a 31-year-old engineer came for the treatment of the eruption on the premise and seeing extensive discharges along with eruption and PDRL positive and by taking antibiotics, PDRL became negative. But he was continuously taking antibiotics and the patient was erythema, aversion to meat and feed, profuse sweat with frequent history of dysentery, and prostration from a family history of hypertension, and paternal maternal grandmother due to that cancer, brother cancer. Next. Only 2 minutes, maximum 2 minutes.
Yes.
And was in depression due to disease, and regularly was not able to manage. He got treatment, taken medicine, and medicine was medicine. Okay. This is case of penicillin, and then patient came later on, and that's medicine. So next, sir given him that I think antibiotics are given, and he remove sir prescribed Merson dose, and then patient become mentally well and he began to go for balance in life, but watch a little bit of the rupture, and Merson 1 and 1 dose. So earlier gave penicillin, glucose, then sir gave Merson, and after that he got released, and after 1 year of gap he came back. Then sir gave him sulfur 200, and this by sulfur gave Merson for preventive purpose of this video. Next, thank you. Any question you want to ask? Thank you very much.
सर आपके बैग में कोरोना वैक्सीन स्प्रे करते भाग एक्साइटमेंट नहीं सर मैं नंबर दे दूँगा
Rajiv, you can ask a little bit question.
आपको रहना संडे का
Actually, medicine cannot be he had not provided sufficient time for the preparation, and that is why
सर ये रिकॉर्डिंग चल रही है क्या कर रहे
आगे इसलिए नहीं जा रहा हूँ। वैसे मत कर दीजिएगा।
डेली के डेली लोग देख रहा था, आज आगा ठीक चढ़ा गया।
सर हम रोज देख रहे थे, आज मिले आप आज ऊँट आया पहाड़ के नीचे आप मान ही नहीं रहे थे, आज प्रूफ दिया ये डॉक्यूमेंटेशन
ऐसे नहीं चलता है। लोग जासूसी में चीज नहीं करते हैं।
और तो मैं भी पढ़ रहा था, झटकी ले लिया होगा।
अब अभी भी आपने वालों ने प्रूफ विद एविडेंस
सब पढ़ रहे हैं, सब पढ़ रहे हैं।
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, आ रहे हैं। आपका सम्मान कर रहे थे, फिर सर्टिफिकेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन भी है। आप जैसे कोई